And actually, let's talk about some news stories now. Some good and a whole lot of bad news out there. That's our focus in tonight's preamble. We begin with some positive news. Over the weekend, a crazed mass killer opened fire in a mall in an Indianapolis suburb. That's when a good Samaritan leaped into action, using the Second Amendment as it was intended by our nation's founders. A law-abiding gun owner engaged that lawless and violent gunman, shooting him dead. The 22-year-old citizen is being heralded as a hero. Yet we find it odd that no details about the mass killer have been released. Meanwhile, in the People's Republic of California, where Soros-funded DAs protect the criminals, not law-abiding citizens, a career criminal, of course, out on parole, is suspected of stabbing NASCAR star Bobby East to death at a California gas station. The suspect was hunted down and killed by police. Trent William Millsap, age 27, had a long rap sheet, and reports say they had an outstanding parole warrant, so naturally he was on the street able to harm, or in this case, take the life of a law-abiding citizen. California Democrat values right there on parade. As the Democrats' hate whitey critical race theory push takes hold in the younger generation, the violence and hate is only escalating in our country. In socialist-dominated New York, a white woman was left bleeding after she was bashed in the head on a Queens bus during a fight with 3 black passengers who said they, quote, hate white people. Okay, let's bring back some good news. A judge has ordered that a lawsuit go into the discovery phase, a lawsuit accusing big tech social media companies of colluding with the Biden regime. The attorneys general of Louisiana and Missouri allege that Joe Biden and high-ranking members of his regime colluded with and or coerced social media companies Meta, Twitter, and YouTube to suppress disfavored speakers' viewpoints and content on those social media platforms. I've been a victim of this. The fact that these woke companies could finally be held accountable for their anti-American suppression of free speech is welcome news to all of those who treasure American traditions and values. But that leads us to a series of stories that, well, don't mesh with those American values. From the great state of Texas, reports reveal that Charles Butt, the billionaire heir and CEO of the Texas grocery empire H-E-B, sponsored a recent family-friendly drag show. A Libs of TikTok tweet shows the scantily clad performers dancing sexually in front of parents and their children at a June event in Austin, Texas. Mr. Butt has also reportedly spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to knife Texas parents in the back by denying them parental school choice when they want to rescue their kids from this agenda being forced on them in government-run schools. In New Jersey, where the insane apparently run the asylum, a criminal, biological man who claimed he was a woman was sent to an all-female corrections facility because the state of New Jersey is apparently run by a bunch of science-denying folks. And that man got 2 female inmates pregnant, proof positive that nothing good comes from left-wing lunacy and the denial of scientific facts. Oh, and the folks on Twitter took notice of the representatives from our government who helped the French ambassador celebrate Bastille Day. That's Admiral Levine, dressed as a woman, and Sam Brinton, who was a self-described kink activist who Joe Biden appointed as the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition in the Office of Nuclear Energy for the Department of Energy. But Mr. Brinton has plenty of other photos of his activities. According to Brinton's supporters online, this guy, well, he was the most qualified person in all of the United States to oversee nuclear waste disposal. To be fair, he does have a degree from MIT, but are we to believe that he was the best qualified in the entire country? Or was it his lifestyle that checked a box for a regime that is all about checking boxes rather than serving our people? Now, folks, I want you to remember Javier Becerra. He's a left-wing extremist socialist with no medical training whatsoever. He runs the Department of Health and Human Services. Is it possible that Biden hired Brinton because of those pictures you just saw? That served a narrative rather than hiring somebody who was looking out for our people? Meanwhile, the University of Pennsylvania has named their Woman of the Year. It's the biological male who identifies as Leah Thomas. The party of women, the Democrat Party, is celebrating, but most Americans don't support the idea that the best woman has to be a man. Only left-wing people with a few screws loose think that women are so incompetent that only men can effectively be women. That leads us to Fareed Zakaria. We can call this good news because the folks at CNN have finally had a taste of their own censorship. Zakaria, being a good left-winger, wrote an article in the Washington Post cautioning Democrats to abandon their obsession with pronouns and to focus on helping Americans better their lives. The Washington Post amended Zakaria's Thursday opinion column after it received fierce backlash from left-wing crazy people. The original title of the piece was, quote, "Forget pronouns. Democrats need to become the party of building things," end quote. Now that title was changed to, quote, "Democrats need to become the party of building things," end quote. Now I'm not sure what's more funny, CNN getting eaten by the left-wing mob they created, or the mob thinking that American families can feed their kids, put gas in their tanks, and pay their bills with science-denying pronouns. And that leads us to our last story. It's a mix of good and bad news. First, the bad news. Nancy Pelosi's husband just bought over $1 million of a chip stock right before a $52 billion subsidy vote. To even the casual observer, which seems to eliminate the majority of the press, this looks like a clear-cut case of insider trading. It's in your face. This is a prime example of why the Democrat Party and the Republicans who wish to enable them are so dangerous, enriching themselves while they impoverish us. But here's the good news. You now know the caliber of people these politicians are. Now you can organize, and you can do something about it ahead of those elections.